It's Elliot Perry, the second-year man from Memphis State, who replaced...
A minute and a half gone by. Down to 5 on the 24. Horry. And the ball goes to the Knicks as it popped over the top of the backboard.
Sometimes the home team in this situation comes out so fired up, so emotional, so much adrenaline pumping. They jump on the other team early and then hit a wall. Both coaches are aware of that, and of course Rudy wants to keep a close eye on it. Probably doesn't want it to happen.
Off the steal, Smith ahead of the field. And yes, the Rockets are fired up.
One of the rare, easy baskets for the Rockets from their defense, and they have the quickest to do it.
Rockets with a 6-2 lead. John Starks, who comes off the brilliant finish in Game 6, and he draws the foul. Starks will go to the line.
Charles Smith on that little drop-off, stolen nicely by Robert Horry, and Kenny Smith, instead of waiting around, which is what the Rockets point guards have done most of this series, just stand and wait in the backcourt. Now they're reacting quickly and taking off to get some of those easy hoops.
So Thorpe called for his first. John Starks with a sparkling performance with 16 of his 27 in the fourth quarter. On Sunday night, John Starks making it back from the arthroscopic knee surgery. Started slowly over the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, but has come on strong here in the finals. This after a 3 for 18 shooting game in game number 1, but since then, he has played in sensational fashion. Rockets 6, and the Knicks 4. And there is the foul on Harper for the hard hand check.
And it was almost like Derek Harper was going to see what he could get away with, and Joe Crawford all over it, calling what he felt was a hard hand check. A lot of people would like to see that part of defense taken out in the future of the NBA.
Well, the feeling is the rules will be adjusted come next season because there are several masters at that, and Derek right at the top of the list. It's hard to tell how much resistance he is showing with that hand check. Oakley, and the Rockets continue to give Oakley open shots. Olajuwon, too deep. Maxwell for 3. Rockets 9, the Knicks 4.
And already Akeem Olajuwon with 2 assists in this ballgame on very acrobatic type passes, but he has his vision over the floor right now.
Charles Smith hitting on his first field goal. And the Rockets now lead 9-6. Vernon Maxwell, like Kenny Smith, has not been able to break out. Only 4 of 13 from the field the other night. Hit that 3 just a moment ago. 3.5 gone by. Rockets by 3. Maxwell. Yes. Houston 11. The Knicks 6.
And the Rockets are in tune with each other right now. Everybody making the cut at just the right time, and the passes right there.
Oakley thought that Ewing was cutting along the baseline. So the ball goes back to the Rockets.
Barb, you were talking about how much pressure does Derek Harper put on. First of all, you're allowed a light hand check, but not to impede the progress of the dribbler. So it's just a matter of the officials putting a little bit more a closer look into the hand check. The rules are intact.
Maxwell had the lane closed by Starks. Olajuwon. And a loose ball foul called on Thorpe. He came over the back of Smith.
Here's Olajuwon just doing what he can to catch up with this ball. Realizes he's in trouble, but that's the second type of pass he's found like that. Out of the corner of his eye, whipping it out for the three-pointer by Maxwell. And a nice pop out there by Vernon Maxwell as he received the perfect pass from up top, Otis Thorpe.
Otis Thorpe called for his second foul, replaced by Carl Herrera. Harper, Derek Harper again, able to penetrate, went straight down the lane. Rockets 11, and the Knicks 8. Carl Herrera coming off the bench to hit 6 for 6, 12 points in 20 minutes on Sunday night. And the foul called on Starks.
Well, Derek Harper has not gone to the basket much in this series, mainly because in the early games his jump shot was falling. Now he's challenging Kenny Smith because Smith is putting more pressure on him. Harper's doing what he should do, take it to the defense.
Timeout taken by the New York Knicks. 7:38 in the first. The Rockets by 3.
And the LA Lakers. All this ahead of us on Saturday Basketball.
22-21. Anthony Mason. And the Knicks with the lead for the first time this evening. The Knicks 23. The Rockets 22. Cassell got the step. Sam Cassell beat Greg Anthony off the dribble, but did not put it down. And here's Anthony at the rim. Knicks lead 25-22. Mario Elie on the floor for the first time. Elie in a one-on-one against Starks, and a foul on Starks. He feels that Elie lost his balance. There should not have been a foul.
Well, John was fortunate on the first bump that he didn't get a foul caught him as Mario Elie started to go by him, and John, trying to recover, stood up a little bit straight that time. Elie turned on the afterburners and able to draw some contact as John Starks will get his first rest.
Picked up a second foul. He will sit down. The Knicks in the midst of a 10-2 run, and a forgotten man, Hubert Davis, in his second year out of North Carolina, who has not been able to get going in this series, has stepped onto the floor. Hubert only 1 for 8 from the field. Cassell calling for time. Cassell went down and had to use a 20-second timeout. The Knicks with that 3-point lead off a 10-2 spurt. And they have the lead for the first time tonight. Olajuwon now played by Mason. Mason played him well, preventing the shot. It will count. He just did beat the 24-second buzzer, and the Rockets trail by 1.
A rare perimeter jump shot by Otis Thorpe does most of his scoring in and around the basket, and another assist for Olajuwon.
That's 4 assists for him. Davis thought he was fouled. Here's Thorpe for Herrera. And a foul is called. Herrera did well to catch that ball. Tough pass to handle. Smith on the foul.
Olajuwon has been reading the double teams, and when he has had trouble handling the ball, he gets it back out to Thorpe here, who apparently did release it just in time, as Rudy Tomjanovich happy to see one of Otis Thorpe's rare jumpers go down.
Cassell really drew the foul against Anthony, who landed over his back. Cassell accelerated. Again, Sam Cassell beat Greg Anthony off the dribble. This time, he was able to hit. And the Rockets recapture the lead. They're up by 1. Davis played by Elie. Anthony for Smith. Charles Smith. And it's rebounded by Otis Thorpe. Elie being pressured by Davis, who got bumped, picked off by Thorpe. Cassell for 3. Yes. Sam Cassell from downtown. The rookie from Florida State has the touch. 7-0 run by the Rockets. They're up by 4. Here's Anthony. Elie pushing down. Elie going right at Davis. And it's rebounded by Mason. Comes out of the crowd. Pretty give and go. Anthony Mason, who led the break, was able to convert.
And that's the second time he's done that tonight. It looks like he's got his mind made up. He is going to force the action, try to go as far as he can. Nice gig of play with Charles Smith. You're not going to see those guys hooking up on too many fast break plays.
Rockets by 2. Cassell draws the foul. Greg Anthony is having a very difficult time with Sam Cassell. 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining second quarter. The Rockets lead by 2. The NBA's most valuable player, defensive player of the year, and every summer Hakeem Olajuwon's parents travel here to Houston to visit with him. They are in Houston this week. However, they are watching the games on television. We talked about that with Hakeem.
Well, my parents are so funny because when they can't even watch the game on TV, they keep turning it off and on just to keep the score because they see the contact, the amount of running that we do. My mother say, you really do work for your money. The first time she really see how we were sweating, how fast, But they said, well, that God's will, we should come victorious. So they support me with their prayers.
There's Charles Smith with the shot clock running down, and he's tied the game at 29. Hakeem was telling us in the past he would send tapes of his games to his parents in Nigeria. He'd only send them the good tapes where the Rockets would win and he'd have a good game. So his parents thought he was invincible, that he never lost a game.
Well, that had to cost a lot of money just sending the good tapes. There's plenty of them.
Rockets and Knicks tied at 29. A Houston turnover. So the ball back to New York with 6:09 remaining in this first half.
And Maxwell coming off that screen nice and tight, but the pass thrown behind him, and the early execution by the Rockets very sharp, but they've had a rash of turnovers in the last couple of minutes, some very careless passes.
Starks and Harper back at the guard. Smith, Oakley, and Mason up front. So Ewing sitting down. Here's Harper for three. Good box out by Olajuwon. Nearly picked off by Oakley. Thorpe for Horry. Robert Horry. Rockets by two. Horry, his second field goal. He has 4 points. Get the idea. Pat Riley wants Patrick Ewing very fresh for the second half. He has sat him down now twice in this first half. Harper, that's a 2-pointer. He's asking for 3, but Ed T. Rush was right on it. And he said, no, it's a 2. And the game is tied at 31. We come up on 5 minutes left in the half. Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon with 9, and the Rockets lead 33-31.
Well, that's the Olajuwon power move there. He put that shoulder into Mason and pushed him off. He's had trouble doing that throughout this series. Mason has been so strong with that low base, but Olajuwon got it done.
Illegal defense called against the Rockets, their first violation.
Normally, Hakeem makes that first contact and will spin back to the baseline, but if you could see Mason's footwork there opened up to allow Olajuwon to come to the middle, and the Knicks do not want to do that defensively. Ewing back into the ballgame. You're right, though, Mark. Patrick has been very tentative in this first half and not sharp, but we've seen that before.
Ewing off the bench to come up short. Mason, well, the Oakley couldn't put it down. Olajuwon on the floor is tied up by Mason. Patrick Ewing 1 for 5 from the field, only 2 points.
But Charles Oakley in there banging away, getting between the 3 Rockets and diving on the floor. This is something that was missing in game number 6 and really the last couple of ball games. And that's what the Knicks need from Charles Oakley to get those hustle plays and those possible extra possessions.
There's Kenny Smith for Sam Cassell. 5 points for Cassell. Smith hit 3 for 3 in the early going. Horry controlling the tip. Rockets with the ball. They lead by 2. The Houston Rockets looking to win their first ever NBA championship. The Knicks try to win their first since back in the 72-73 season. Olajuwon for Horry. Nice pass for Thorpe. Horry combining with Thorpe to give the Rockets a 4-point lead.
And this is the kind of defense that the Rockets normally see with the double team right away on Olajuwon. And that's when Robert Horry becomes effective as a cutter and a slasher. Olajuwon finds him.
Starks for 3. The back tap, run down by Smith, recovered by Starks. John Starks. Rockets 35. The Knicks 33.
Give some credit there to Patrick Ewing for hustling right along with Smith to knock that ball loose and get a hustle play and a save for the Knicks and turn into a 2-pointer.
For Starks, his first field goal. Mason jumping out on a split. Oakley stepped out. Good hustle though by Charles Oakley as he landed in the Houston bench.
Well, this has been the specialty of Charles Oakley, diving into first rows, press tables, whatever to save basketballs, but really it turned out to hurt the Knicks in Game 6 when he saved one over the end line right into the hands, I think, of Robert Horry for a big two-pointer at a crucial time of the game.
3 on the shot clock. Horry will inbound. Olajuwon. Smith gets it off. And he hits! Kenny Smith flinging off glass for 3. Rockets 38, the Knicks 33, and the Knicks take a timeout. They're off the bench to greet Smith.
And Kenny Smith keeping a straight face all the way as Olajuwon, I think, lost track of the time. Man pass over to Smith, has to let it fly to just beat the shot clock. He got his normal trajectory, which is line drive. He got his normal spin, which is a slider spin, but I don't think he was aiming for the glass, but he'll take it anyway, the kind of series he has had. As Rudy Tomjanovich is really extremely happy for Kenny Smith, who has handled all of these problems extremely well.
3:35 to go in the fourth. Starks that time hesitated. He had the shot. Ewing comes up short. Rebound Starks. John Starks able to convert the offensive rebound. And it brings the Knicks within 5.
Well, when you get that open, Mark, you can't hesitate. I don't care how many you miss. If you're a shooter, shoot the ball. There's no question John Starks is thinking, but he got a tremendous break there of getting the ball back and laying it in.
We're approaching 3 minutes to go. Fourth quarter. 7th and final game of the NBA Finals. Smith had to force it. The shot clock running out. Ewing for Starks. Starks off the... Oh! Rebound Oakley, and he's fouled. Olajuwon going for the block. And the foul has been called. That is number 5 on Olajuwon. Both teams have 4 team fouls. Charles Oakley on the line for the first time. And he has been a solid free throw shooter. 78% during the season for Oakley at the line. Charles hanging in there despite assorted injuries. 9 points, 12 rebounds, 4-point Houston lead. The Rockets 78, the Knicks 75. Some pressure by the Knicks. Horry back to help. And Smith goes it across. Smith and Maxwell in the backcourt. Olajuwon, Horry, fourth, up front. Past couple of years, Kenny Smith has rarely been on the floor in final minutes of the game. It's usually been Scott Brooks or Sam Cassell. Olajuwon with 25. And the Rockets have an 80-75 lead. Now to 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Ewing with the pick. It's a pick and roll. Olajuwon had to let him go. Thorpe with the rebound. Olajuwon stepped away.
And the Knicks like to go to that little fake screen and roll where just Ewing dives to the basket. He was a little bit tentative with the shot.
We're under 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Olajuwon changed his mind. Maxwell for 3. Vernon Maxwell from downtown. And the Rockets now lead 83-75. Timeout called by the Knicks. A minute 48 remaining in the fourth quarter. Rockets would like to take some time here. The next Knick foul would put them over the limit. Shot clock at 5. Shot clock at 3. Olajuwon with the fadeaway. Rebound Mason. A minute 10 remaining. The Knicks trailing by 7. Here's Harper. And Hugh Evans telling Rudy Tomjanovich it's my call and the call against the Rockets. You hesitated for a moment as he looked at the Houston bench. And Harper will go to the line. Foul on Smith.
Well, Derek Harper in all kinds of trouble here on his penetration, has nowhere to go. And they're actually, I think they're calling that on Kenny Smith from behind as Harper ran into Robert Horry. They're saying Smith pushed him from behind.
Harper only a 69% free throw shooter during the season. He's 4 of 5 tonight. It has been a superb NBA Finals series for Derek Harper. He has been the most valuable Knick. 20 points for the game. Rockets by 5. We come up on 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. And a tripping foul called on Starks. That is his 5th foul. So the Knicks are now over the limit with 52 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Maxwell trying to turn the corner on John Starks. He had a hand check, a little foot in there to trip, and Maxwell has struggled throughout the series from the free throw line.
And Vernon Maxwell is 2 of 3 at the line tonight. During the season, a 75% shooter.
But just 57% in this series.
The Rockets, 84. The Knicks, 78. 45 seconds remaining in the fourth. Starks for 3. Rebound Horry. Tied up. And a jump call. Rudy Tomjanovich had to be restrained as he reacted to that call.
He was banging away with Scott Brooks there as he wanted the foul called. Now he starts pushing away at little Scott Brooks, who had nothing to do with it.
Oakley and Horry on the tip. Controlled by the Knicks. Starks again for 3. And a foul against the Knicks. John Starks is now 2 for 17. Oakley called for his 5th foul. And the Knicks are now 2 of 17 from downtown. Starks now with this shot, Matt, 0 for 10 from three-point land.
That's exactly where he tried to get the game winner and the NBA championship winner in Game 6, the one that was blocked by Olajuwon. Here he had to give a little double kick in the air to get it up, as obviously his shot, just not even the ones where he had good looks and got up in the air nicely, wouldn't fall for him. One of those just sick, sad nights for John Starks.
Otis Thorpe only a 66% free throw shooter. 31 seconds remaining. And Thorpe misses both. Timeout taken by the Knicks. And it's 20. Olajuwon moving out on Harper. Here's Hubert Davis who just checked in. 3-point attempt. And back comes Kenny Smith. The Houston Rockets 15 seconds away from an NBA championship. The foul against the Knicks, who are over the limit. Charles Oakley called for his 6th.
John Starks having another good look, and this thing falls about 5 feet short as nobody had to hit his arm. And it has just been unbelievable, and people are probably wondering what in the world is Pat Riley doing staying with John Starks in this ballgame. It's only something, Pat will handle it very well, but when you have confidence in a player, a guy that was injured and fought so hard to come back, and a guy who has been your big fourth quarter guy, you don't want to quit on him in any situation. So in Pat Riley's case, he's trying to show John he has the confidence, but it's just been an awful, awful night.
Also, Matty has no other choices because obviously he's lost confidence in Hubert Davis. He has to stay with Starks, but I think many of Starks' shots will be questioned. And that tells the story. There will not be a 5th championship for Pat Riley. 15 seconds remaining. Rockets lead 86-78. The Houston Rockets on their way to their first ever NBA title. That's a three-pointer. 11 seconds to go. And the Rockets are now up by 5, and the foul was called on Harper, his 4th.
Well, Hubert Davis getting open out on that right wing and has really struggled in this series. Making that three-point shot. Talking about the woes of the New York Knicks, you got to give a lot of credit to these Houston Rockets. And Hakeem Olajuwon not only scoring, but moving the basketball, getting the ball open. And probably the biggest shot of this game was the three-pointer that Maxwell made.
John Starks finally able. Let's see, Starks now 2 of 18 from the field overall. Maxwell with 19 points. Time is running out. And again, the Knicks able to hit down the stretch. Harper with 23. It's a 4-point lead. 4 and 6/10 seconds remaining.
Foul is called on New York's 44, Hubert Davis.
And the foul on Hubert Davis.
Harper just rushing up the floor. Kenny Smith backing up, making sure no foul there. And it's amazing how quickly an 8-point lead can start to slip away. But if you go down and make your free throws, as Maxwell is doing right now, this one is over.
So Vernon Maxwell 6 of 7 from the line. Making 7 of 8, 21 points. Rockets again by 6. Time running out on the New York Knicks. The Houston Rockets are the 1993-94 NBA champions.
Well, for John Starks, I'm sure it's been a
wrong hat. Then you smooth the hat.
Take it easy, will you? I think I'm having a heart attack.
You need the right hat.